The Understanding British Portraits Network is a network for those with a professional engagement with portraiture, such as curators, scholars, academics, conservators, and our museum-based learning colleagues. At the network, we offer our members a range of events throughout the year. We're at Woburn Abbey today for a study day with our members to examine in depth with the staff here the very rich portrait collection owned by the Duke and Duchess of Bedford.
Today is part of a vision that I had of creating study days at Woburn for both Woburn to learn more about its collection by inviting professionals in, and also to give them the opportunity to see the collection, make it more accessible to them.
I had a particularly interesting conversation on the grand staircase around the two portraits of the sons of the second Earl. In the background there are sort of images of gardens and seascapes and so on, and one of the gentlemen has some snakes near his hand which are holding a sort of motto, and we simply don't understand them. Hopefully now that they've seen those, they might go away, think about it and come back to us with some solutions.
The gallery was really a tremendous experience with this outstanding collection of 16th and 17th century English-British portraits in oils.
The collection at Woburn is a real centre of excellence for a very important late 16th, early 17th century portrait painter called Marcus Gerretts the Younger. The full-length female portrait in the Long Gallery is one of his rare signed works, and it's signed on the chair. And it's incredibly difficult to see. And as a member of the public, just going through, one wouldn't possibly have the opportunity to find it. So we had a chance to find it on a day like this, and we were looking at it. And it's very helpful because it tells us what Gerretts' style was like at that comparatively late period in his career.
The portrait of John Kennedy, which may be by Marcus Gerretts the Younger, the appearance of the man is very similar to a man called Grey Bridges, Lord Chandos, who was a member of the same family. It seems possible that the portrait's been wrongly identified as John Kennedy and in fact was John Kennedy's brother-in-law.
I was really interested to come to Woburn because of the amazing collection of 16th century portraits, and that I've been involved in a research project looking at the Armada portrait of Elizabeth I, and it was really exciting to have the opportunity to talk to a kind of group of people about the research that we've been doing and to hear their kind of feedback and comments. Yes, the X-ray image gives idea of kind of what's been slightly lost through the modelling in the face. So where now it's this incredibly kind of mask-like finish, actually you can see in the X-ray that there is real texture in the flesh paint, and it was much more modelled and worked up, and it's just because we've lost those final layers now.
My interest in the collection at Woburn is the paintings by Sir Joshua Reynolds, which is the artist that I'm most interested in. And there's a really amazing collection here of family paintings that were painted in the earlier part of Reynolds' career. For me, it was just really great to see the portraits all framed together in the same style of frame, which I wasn't expecting, and also to see that some of the canvases had been enlarged and made into bigger paintings from the original portraits. It's just been really interesting for me to walk around the collection with people that are experts in different areas, and I've learned so much from hearing from what other people have had to say about paintings that interested them.
I've really been able to develop conversations which are both on the technical level, conservation, display, framing.
Everyone got involved and sort of started pitching in different ideas, and really interesting things came to light.
Got various specialists together, and usually, in one room. You very rarely find that except at some great big conference. So to have the privilege of them coming to Woburn onto our home turf is just fantastic.